Greg, this was one of your questions that you had put forward. So, will pay go up in September? If so, by how much and who governs this? Are employers expected to pay higher rates for long periods at college? So Fiona Cornwall, I think you were going to cover this one off for Greg.
Yep. As you know, the SGIB writes to employers advising them when an apprentice or adult trainee has been upgraded and progresses from one stage, stage 1 to 2 to 3, and PICA eligible. And that happens only when they've completed all the competencies and they've submitted a site activity portfolio, which has been approved by SECT. At that stage, you would then get the letter advising you that this person has progressed successfully to the next stage and should be paid the appropriate rate from a particular date. Now, the rates remain as they were in 2020. So if somebody progressed to stage 2, they would be paid the stage 2 apprentice or adult trainee rate for stage from 2020. The grading, the staging dates, they usually happen every quarter. In addition to getting letters advising people that somebody has progressed, you will also receive letters on occasion telling you that this person has failed to meet the required standard and has failed to progress to the next stage. So their salary remains the same until the next staging date, when hopefully they have achieved and completed the appropriate competencies and submitted a site activity portfolio that has been accepted. The SGIB delegated this responsibility to SECT. They administer it on our behalf. And we are conscious that with the colleges closed, it may be that apprentices are going to have some catching up to do at college later. But we would assume that SECT will be advising individual employers of that as and when different colleges decide to open up. If you have any questions on that, you can discuss it with your training officer, or if you have any other questions, you can come through to myself and we can either act on your behalf, or if we can, answer the questions that you have.
Okay, thanks Fiona. Greg, did that answer the question okay? Anything else you'd like to add?
I think it answered the question. I mean, I'm hoping you understood my question. So basically, we've got apprentices coming through now that have not been to college at all so far. So they've worked for our company for a full year. They got enrolled into the apprenticeship scheme in September last year, and then the college course came to an abrupt. Sorry, in September 2019. So they got between September 2019 until March, and they've never been back to college. So but my real question was, is it up to SECT to tell us whether they go up in a grade or not? Because they're all they're all progressing on in life. They would expect a pay rise, surely. And that's what I'm thinking. But they haven't actually achieved any qualifications yet.
No, and until they've completed the appropriate competencies in the site activity portfolio, and depending on what stage they are, completed the college work, they could not progress to the next stage. I think the plan would be that the colleges will try to, if you like, condense the coursework so that they can maybe get through it a little bit quicker than they would normally do under different circumstances. But that's still to be discussed. I know that Barry, Mackay and Anne are in discussions with the colleges to find out how they are going to approach and address the issue so that the apprentices aren't disadvantaged in any way.
Okay, thank you. Thanks. I understand that. That's fine.
Okay, thanks very much, Fiona. Okay, any other questions for Fiona around that subject? No, okay, we'll move on then.